This is IN2UIT magazine, and I'm Vanessa Michelle. We are with Pastor Bishop Joey Johnson. He was a panelist today for the discussion about policemen and community involvement. And there were a lot of things that you discussed that even if you were here in the room, it shifted the atmosphere of the room. Can you talk a little bit about what you discussed and also your position after having these series of meetings about this? What is your position, and how do you feel that what we could do as a community to move forward?
There are two main things that really came up, and one of them was the number of hours that, to be a beautician, you have to go through 1,800 hours of training.
Yeah.
Ohio requires 605 hours of basic training, which is about the middle of all the other states. By way of comparison, it takes 1,800 hours to become a beautician.
To be a policeman and make life and death decisions, you go through 605 hours of training. Now, it seems like there's something wrong with that to me.
Right.
So we're saying that that's got to be increased. And then the other major thing is that I don't think America wants to talk about is why are black people being shot in the neighborhood? And it's got to do with an unconscious bias. And when I say that, that shifts the room too.
Yeah,
and people don't want to talk, and they want to talk about everything else because they don't want to be charged with explicit prejudice. Mm-hmm. And so rather than deal with, they don't know what implicit bias is, so they usually get nervous. Implicit bias is that everyone in America has stereotypical associations in order to be able to deal with groups of people. And that stereotype becomes a way of adapting to how you interact. It is a human trait. Everybody does it. Everybody has implicit or unconscious biases. That's not the problem. The problem is how they come out when you get into very difficult situations. Yeah. And when the police are in those situations, that they are not intending most of them to be explicitly prejudiced. Now, there are some groups that are explicitly racist. That's not what's going on. These folks are trying to deal with how do I react in a difficult situation, and when danger comes, I react as best I can. Not a thought, not a conscious decision, right. It is a reaction.
Yeah, I think that's what you pointed out that really got my attention, was that it's not the thought, it's the reaction.
And there's no animus, there's no hatred, none of those things.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for expressing your opinion with us. We really appreciate it. And stay tuned, you guys, because we're going to get some more feedback about what's going on. And thank you so much
Glad to.
just for extending that for us.